this is Drew the driver with Riding to Cash. This is the RIC Report number 4, which is the 4th week in a row of me describing how much I've made doing Lyft, Uber Eats, or Bird scooter charging. And for this one, I did not work that much this last week because I was doing a lot of non-app work related work. I was all throughout the county doing traffic data collection type studies for a company, and so I spent nearly 40 hours doing that. So that is why I only spent 13 and a half hours doing Lyft and Bird. And the Bird I only spent about 2 hours, so it was soon after upgrading my phone that I was able to do Bird in a more efficient, effective way. So let's do breakdown. In the 13 and a half hours, I spent 11 and a half of them doing Lyft, and in that 11 and a half hours for Lyft, I ended up earning $275.14. And if you also, let me double check that. No, actually, that's the combination of both. So when I did Lyft and Bird, the combination was $275.14. And so for Bird, it was $48.80. And for Lyft, it was about $226 or something along those lines. So the combination between both is $275.14. $275.14, you put away about 20% for tax, that's $55. I spent about $34 in gas, approximately. Might have been a little less, but I'm just gonna go with an approximate of that. So after you take those two off of the $275.14, it comes down to $186.11. So this week's gross versus net is pretty low, comparably. So the gross hourly wage comes out to about $20.38. So that's pre-tax, pre-gas, everything, $20.38. The net is like $13.80 approximately as a take-home wage income from these hours. Now this week and these estimates are really on the low side because a lot of the time I was putting in were in hours that would be not so busy for Lyft, and that makes a big difference. It was mostly like daytime hours, middle time. It wasn't like late or early morning, nothing like that. So it was pretty low by comparison to what it should be. Ideally, the gross pay comes out to normally $25-30, and the net is closer to 18 to 20. So this one's like an off week. And I made good money hourly for the other thing I was doing. So my week total earning was pretty high. It was closer in the range of, I think I pulled at least 600 or so for the other work I was doing. So this brings it up to close to gross income of nearly 1,000. So for the people who troll me and make comments in that comment section or watch every one of my videos and seem to have a negative thing about every one of my videos, a negative thing to say, I think it's funny because this is side income for me. In the past, I made it as full-time or I made it into something that I was paid more from in the way that I was scheduling how I was working, doing Lyft or doing scooters. There was a month back in the last summer where I pulled $5,000 charging scooters, and that's all I did. I didn't even do Lyft that whole month because of how busy it was. Things shift. You go with the flow. You do what you can when you can, and don't let bad days move forward to dictate your choices. Like, realistically, everything will bounce back. If it's a slow day, tomorrow's gonna be a busy day. And if it's 5 slow days, it's gonna be 5 busy days. Don't let like the immediate or the most recent affect that. And back to my original reason of bringing this up was to the person who keeps making comments about get a real job, I have access to real jobs and I do a lot of different things for work. This is to show people a more realistic view of what it's like to be a Lyft driver, what it's like to be a scooter charger, and to show the money that could be made as a part-time source or a full-time source. So if I crank up my hours, this pay will go up based on more bonuses, more tips, more everything. So you could make more money if you put more time in, but I'm putting it part-time when I'm busy with other things. So I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you for watching all my videos. And even though you make those comments, which early on, they kind of annoyed me, but realistically, if you're willing to spend time to watch my video and then type in a comment, then I should be thanking you because you're giving me your attention, even though it's to try to shake me or insult me, which is kind of funny. And that view kind of shifted when I caught a recent video from Gary Vee, which is a kind of like an influencer and businessman, entrepreneur, successful person who speaks in the positive side of everything in regards to it's about hustle, it's about work, it's just put the time in, be patient. Like he's very positive centric, realistic businessman. And I love his content. So if you've never heard of Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk, you should look it up. It's literally GARYVEE. So that's like his channel, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. You should follow and watch them and get some forms of motivation and inspiration for the things you do. So to sum this video up, this last week was a slower week and the payout was less because I was doing other things. So hopefully this is helpful, and I'll try to be more on the ball with when I post the video, because this is like Wednesday and I should have posted it Monday. But thank you for watching, subscribe to the channel, and have a great day.